Over the past few months, we've been building something new, something that's designed to push the boundaries of what video marketing can do for businesses. And today, I'm thrilled to finally share the news with you. We're launching a new company, or maybe it's more of a rebrand, or maybe it's just an evolution of what we built so far. However you look at it, welcome to Moonward Media. Moonward Media is a content media marketing agency, newly formed with decades of experience. Now, our mission here is to help businesses get in front of and stay in front of potential and existing customers by creating consistent quality media content specific to each social media platform to tell their story, establish their brand, build awareness, and grow an organic, high-converting audience to ultimately sell their product or service. We are in the problem-solving business. And problem number one, if you have any sort of brand or product or service, and let's face it these days, who doesn't? Whether you are just starting out or you've been at it for a while, you know that you need video content to be part of your marketing strategy. And maybe you don't know where to start, or maybe you've been creating videos but not seeing the results you need. Well, let me tell you, you are not alone. By any stretch, we're all struggling with the same things. So that is where we come in. We're a full-service content production and strategy powerhouse built to help you amplify your video marketing efforts with precision and purpose. From high-quality production to custom content strategy aligned with your goals, we're here to turn your video content into a powerful driver of results. I'm not going to pretend that we're the only agency that does this. There's tons of them. But what does set us apart is our philosophy to this problem. You see, I could very easily just sell our video production services and be done. And I've done that for years. But to me, what has become much more fun and much more fulfilling is building long-term relationships and then finding creative solutions to accomplish your goals and solve your problems and then executing on it. And I'll tell you a little bit about our history and how we came to this method in just a minute. I have been in the content creation business since, honestly, before it was called content creation. I've been shooting and editing videos and audio since before social media, and really when the internet was just brand new. And during my career, from a marketing standpoint, the systems of delivery have changed drastically, and they're still changing every day. But the methods that work have always worked, and that is people buy from who they know, like, and trust. Anybody in sales will tell you that. The best way to get people to know you and like you and trust you is through story. And this is why video and audio are so powerful to your company and to your brand. And in my opinion, the biggest advancement in content delivery is social media and the internet, because the gatekeepers have now been removed. Now you can get in front of a camera, in front of a microphone, and talk directly to your ideal customer. You can tell them exactly who you are, what you're about, why you do, what your values are, what your mission is, and what you're passionate about. Now, how you go about this is the creative and fun part. Because if you unlock this secret, suddenly it becomes less of a burden and more of an enjoyable part of your week, and dare I say, a break from your daily grind in your business. Oh, and by the way, another fun thing happens when you're having fun and getting excited and passionate is people stop and watch. And ultimately turn into new clients and customers, which is really what we're trying to do. And what we really specialize in is finding creative content strategies that fit with your business, goals, passions, and mission, that drives results and is fun to do in the process. I gotta tell you, I think that we as businesses and brands get so caught up in crafting the perfect message and presenting the most professional image and saying everything so perfectly that we lose the human, personal approach. And dare I say, the social element of social media marketing, and it's all starting to get lost. And now with AI, it's diluting it even more, but that's a topic for another video. So let me show you exactly how to do this by telling you a little bit about me and how I came to start Moonward Media. I've been shooting, editing, producing, directing, you name it, I've done it over my entire career. Over 2 decades now, which is just crazy to say. And I can honestly say I've worked in every asset of production, from radio and TV to writing, video productions to podcasting, social media managing, marketing, wrapping up cords, setting up lights, you name it, I've done it. And I was doing all of this before I was even getting paid. I mean, from the time my parents first bought their first full-size VHS camcorder, I immediately started thinking about how I could use it to make movies. And while I've always worked for other companies as the media or video guy or marketing person, I've always had this dream in the back of my mind of starting my own production company, to create my own works, my own productions. And I finally did just that. In 2014, I started Stormy Night Studios, which is honestly a story in itself, but that's for another video. And with that, we've done short films, some radio shows, podcasts, and TV, and inevitably, what happens when people find out that you make videos and create content, they ask you to do that for them. And I was always open to freelancing and working with people that I knew to help them out on whatever project that they were working on, all while maintaining a consistent 9-to-5 regular salaried job. Now, fast forward to 2020, we all know that year very well, and I had been with the company for a little over a year as their video producer. And it's the classic story. COVID hit, things slowed down, they tightened up their budget, and in October of 2020, I was let go. And for the first time in my career, I was without a job. And I had at the same time, in retrospect, honestly, it was the best thing that could have happened to me. And it happened to be during the best week of my life. I just didn't know it, because a fun little side note, the morning after I got laid off, my wife found out she was pregnant with our first child. It was a perfect sitcom moment in my life. What that did was there was a little bit more pressure to start making money. I dusted off my resume, started sending it out to anyone that I could, and all the while I was pursuing other freelance opportunities just to get money coming in. I'd shoot or edit for anybody that needed it. And I started picking up more and more clients, slow but sure, and in a short amount of time, I was finding more success in freelance work than I was finding a job as a full-time video producer. And honestly, I think because everybody was in the same boat that my previous company was, not wanting to spend the money on a full-time employee when they could just hire somebody project by project, because at this point, we were all working remotely anyway, so you didn't need somebody in the office. So it was about that time that my severance ran out, and I was faced with a decision. I either go all in with this newly formed sort of media agency and work with multiple businesses, or continue to focus on sending out my resume in hopes of finding that right single company to hire me. So, with the support of my family, I chose the latter. I shifted my current business entity, Stormy Night Studios, to be a media agency and began to scale and grow what I had already started piece by piece. So, over the next couple of years, we grew. We took on more clients, I hired more employees, I focused on what we were offering, and got better at what we do. Of course, now at the same time, I made a lot of mistakes and I had some major setbacks, but overall, I think we just kept moving forward. And I'm honestly very proud of what we've been able to do, because the truth is, I don't have a business degree. I've never really run a full-time business before. I didn't have any investors or mentors to speak of. I was just figuring it out as I went, because that's what I had to do. Oh, and by the way, did I mention this was all while having a new baby and learning how to be a dad for the first time in my life and being a support for my wife as she went back to work full time? It was a wild adventure, to say the least. So that brings us to today and why this shift in the company. Now, since 2020, two things have become apparent to me. Number one, I found the greater need that most businesses are discovering is less about needing this beautifully edited, cinematic, single video for their landing page, and more of a need to create a consistent flow of quality content and a strategy to increase their digital footprint, to meet their audiences where they're at. And secondly, I have been so focused on creating content strategies for other companies. It's like the old shoemaker's shoe story. I wasn't doing it for myself. I wasn't creating my own content, telling my own story, or creating my own brand awareness through video content, really practicing what I'm preaching. So once I finally had the time and the bandwidth to step back and look at all of this, I saw this huge missed opportunity. And honestly, it was obvious what I needed to do. First was as my own proof of concept, but also to implement the strategies that I'm teaching and coaching other businesses to do. So as I set out to do that, it further became clear to me that it didn't fit under the original mission of Stormy Night Studios, and it needed to be a fresh new brand because it was something very different. It's not about my own projects anymore, but about helping businesses grow their content strategies. And with that, Moonward Media was born. Because that's honestly exactly what I'm aiming to do with your business. Upward and beyond the skies, beyond global thinking, but to the moon by scaling and growing your media content. So if that sounds like something you want to do for your business or your brand, we can help. And there's really two paths you can go from here. On the surface, I'm a coach and a teacher, and I have a lot to offer from my over 2 decades of being a content creator, video producer, whatever you want to call it. I'm setting out to share all of that information with you through the medium that I understand the best, which is video and audio. And I want to teach people how to do this. And I want to give you all the tools to create content to scale your business. So just subscribe to whatever method you like, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, podcast, blog, whatever it is, we'll be there. And we're going to be sharing all these tips and tricks. And what's really fun is you can be able to watch this journey in real time of us doing exactly what we're teaching and showing you exactly how to implement these strategies as we're doing this with this new brand, this new business. And you'll get to see all of our struggles and ups and downs all along the way. Or path number 2 is maybe you're past that point and you're in the position that you know this is what you need and you understand the value of telling stories through media and you just need help getting your content strategy up and going. Or maybe you've been doing content and it's not working for you. Let's talk about your goals and how we can help you get there. So all you have to do is just book a free consultation with me and let's chat. What are your struggles? What are your challenges? What do you want to achieve in your business? What your why is to create content. And again, you'll see that link in the description. So that's our story. And if you're anxious to get started, just click the video on your screen now to learn even more.